If nobody raises in their place, I'm not going to call anybody. Okay, Chris Vince.
Time that well. Thank you, Chair, for allowing me to speak in this debate. And I thank my honourable friend from Ealing Southall for securing this important debate. And I thank the previous speaker for his contribution. As I've mentioned this place before, I spent 2 years working for a homeless charity in my constituency of Harlow called Streets to Homes. My role was to locate people who have been reported as rough sleeping, help them find long-term secure tenancy, which means this is not only an issue that's very close to my heart, but hopefully one which I have relevant experience. I'm going to start by talking about some of the issues I've experienced, but also suggest a few solutions. I am pleased that the current Labour government has introduced 2 important bills. The Renters' Rights Bill and its ban on no-fault eviction, and the Employment Rights Bill, which will give greater security in work, and will at least address some of the causes in rough sleeping, but there's still much more to do. Firstly, we need to look at the causes of homelessness. Many of those people that I supported suffered from alcohol and drug addictions and all, to some extent, suffer from mental health issues, which are either responsible or caused by their homelessness. In Harlow, we had the added complications created by other councils of all political colours, housing the most vulnerable people in our borough, which meant if they were evicted from that accommodation, there was a limit to the amount of support that the local authority could give them. I would also add that national issues such as the cost of living crisis and the COVID pandemic had its impact on this issue. Although I recognise some of the work done by the previous government, including providing RSI funding, at this point I have to declare an interest because that partly funded my previous role, it did put the onus on local authorities who are already stretched to capacity. And I will point out that this does run out currently in spring 2025. I know that this Labour government will take the issues of rough sleeping seriously, and I thank the Minister for her time in this debate. This issue requires cross-departmental working to tackle it. The National Housing Federation has repeatedly called for more housing. However, part of the issue in Harlow is that accommodation which is categorised as supported doesn't actually provide sufficient support for those most vulnerable people who need it, which leads to issues with their tenancy and sometimes leads to them being evicted. It is also important that the official homeless count does not miss anyone out. Often women are missing from rough sleep accounts, and also we must ensure we include the hidden homeless. And my honourable gentleman who spoke earlier made a really good point about the hidden homeless issue. We used to refer to them as sofa surfers, people that had a sofa to stay on, so weren't officially rough sleeping, but actually were homeless and did need additional support. My honourable friend is right to say we should be proud of the record of the last Labour government in tackling this issue. And it falls upon the new Labour government to tackle the issue of increasing numbers of rough sleepers in the UK. I believe that with many of the issues we face, the only way to truly deal with them is to be proactive and tackle the root causes of homelessness and rough sleeping, as I set out earlier. Thank you, Chair.